ever tried creating an AI-generated video before, you've probably run into one of the most frustrating limitations of the technology. No matter how good your first clip looks, the moment you try to extend it into a sequence, everything starts to fall apart. The character that looked perfect in the first scene suddenly appears slightly different in the next. Whether it's the shape of their face, the lighting, or even subtle details like hair or expression. As you start generating more clips, these inconsistencies become more noticeable. And instead of feeling like a cohesive video, your project ends up looking like a collection of unrelated scenes. This has been one of the biggest barriers preventing AI video from truly feeling like a real storytelling. To understand why this happens, it's important to recognize how most AI video models work. Traditionally, each clip is generated independently, meaning the AI isn't actually remembering your character from one scene to the next. Instead, it is essentially recreating that character every time, based on your prompt, which naturally leads to variation. Even if those variations are small, the human brain is incredibly sensitive to them. And as a result, the overall video feels inconsistent or unnatural. This is why, up until recently, AI video has been impressive in short bursts, but difficult to use for anything that requires continuity or narrative flow. This is where OpenArt, combined with Kling 3.0, begins to change things in a very meaningful way. OpenArt itself is a creative AI platform that allows users to generate images and videos. But the addition of Kling 3.0 introduces a new level of control, particularly when it comes to maintaining consistency across multiple shots. Instead of treating every scene as a completely new generation, Kling 3.0 focuses on preserving the identity of the character along with the overall visual style throughout an entire sequence. As a result, the character you see in the first shot is far more likely to look like the same person in every shot that follows, which immediately makes the video feel more intentional and cohesive. What makes this advancement especially important is how it enables multi-shot storytelling, something that has traditionally been very difficult to achieve with AI tools. Rather than being limited to a single clip, creators can now generate short sequences that include multiple camera angles, such as wide shots, close-ups, and different perspectives, all while maintaining a consistent character. For example, you could begin with a wide shot of a character entering a room, transition into a close-up to capture their expression, and then cut to another angle as they interact with their environment. Because the character remains visually consistent across these shots, the sequence feels connected in a way that closely resembles traditional filmmaking. In addition to visual consistency, another feature that significantly expands the potential of this technology is auto-generated dialogue. Instead of relying solely on visuals, creators can now incorporate speech directly into their AI-generated videos, allowing characters to communicate and express ideas more clearly. This becomes even more powerful when combined with support for multiple languages, as it enables creators to adapt a single piece of content for different audiences without needing separate voice actors or extensive translation work. For content creators, marketers, and educators, this opens up entirely new possibilities for reaching a global audience in a much more efficient way. When you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, it becomes clear that tools like OpenArt with Kling 3.0 represents a broader shift in the evolution of AI video. The focus is no longer just on generating visually appealing clips, but on creating structured, coherent sequences that can support actual storytelling. We are moving from a stage where AI video feels experimental and unpredictable to one where it begins to offer a level of control that creators can rely on. This shift from randomness to intentionality is what makes the technology feel significantly more usable and practical. Of course, it's important to acknowledge that this technology is still evolving, and it's not perfect yet. there will still be moments where the output isn't exactly what you expect or where certain details need refinement. However, the progress that has been made is difficult to ignore, especially when compared to where AI videos or video tools were even a year ago. The improvements in consistency and structure suggest a clear direction for the future, one where AI becomes a more reliable tool for creative expression rather than just a novelty. Ultimately, if you've been interested in AI video but have been held back by its limitations, this is a development that is definitely worth paying attention to. For the first time, it feels like creators can begin to move beyond isolated clips and start building sequences that resemble real stories. While there is still room for growth, the foundation that is being established here is a strong one, and it points toward a future where AI video becomes an increasingly important part of the creative process. If you want to experiment with it yourself, you can check out OpenArt and see what Kling 3.0 has to offer. And if this helped you better understand where AI video is heading, consider liking the video, sharing it with someone who's also interested in content creation, and subscribing for more breakdowns like this. Because as this space continues to evolve, there's going to be a lot more to explore.